Welcome to this Angular card component tutorial. The Syncfusion Angular card is a CSS-based UI component used for displaying organized content. In this video, I'll demonstrate how to create an Angular app and add the Syncfusion Angular card component to it. I will also show you how to add a card header, content image, horizontal card, and action buttons. Before we get started, make sure you have installed the latest version of Node.js. I'll be creating the application using the Angular CLI tool, using Visual Studio Code as the editor, and showing the output in the Chrome browser. Let's start with the application creation process. I open Visual Studio Code and install the Angular CLI using the command npm install -g at angular/CLI. Next, I will create a new Angular project. I use the command ng new project name and name my project my Angular app. As I am creating a project with an option to add a CSS style sheet, I choose the CSS option. The project creation has started, and an Angular project with dependencies is created. Now let me navigate to the project folder. To add the Syncfusion Angular Cards component, I install the Syncfusion Angular Layouts package using the command npm install at syncfusion/ej2 Angular Layouts --save. The application is now ready to use. The first thing I must do here is register the trial license key to use Syncfusion components. I open the main TS file and import the register license method from the Syncfusion ej2 base package. Using this method, I register the trial license key. To learn how to generate this license key, refer to the link in the description below. The application is now configured to use Syncfusion components. To apply styles to the card component, I navigate to the Styles CSS file and add necessary CSS references by importing the material theme. To start using the card component, I open the app component HTML page and remove the default code snippets. The Syncfusion Angular card is a CSS-based component. It will be rendered only if appropriate CSS classes are added to the target element. I will design a simple card with a header, image, and content. First, I add a division element with a class container. This element will act as the outer layer of the card. Within it, I will add the card. I add a division element with a class eCard. This predefined eCard class will add all the necessary CSS styles to the division element and render it as a card. Now I open the Styles CSS file and add the CSS styles margin and width to the container class. I save the changes and run the application using the npm start command. Now the card's outline is rendered. Next, I'll show you how to add a header and content to this card. To add the header, I add a division element with a class card header. This predefined class will add style attributes to render the header. In this header, I add a division with the class eCard header caption. Within that, I add two division elements and the classes eCard title and eCard subtitle. I add the appropriate title and subtitle in their respective division elements. You can see the card is displayed with the given title and subtitle. Next, I will show you how to add an image to the header. Within the eCard header element, I add a division element with a class eCard header image. This predefined class will add styles to align the image. Inside the header, I'm going to add a profile picture, so I add a class called profile. Then open the Style CSS file. I add the classes eCard header image profile and define the image's source path and dimensions for the image. See now, the image renders on the left side of the header. I can also display it on the right just by changing the rendering order. I will place the image next to the header caption. You can see the image rendered on the right. Next, to add an image to the card content within the card division element, I add a division element in the class eCardImage. Then I open the style CSS and add the eCardImage class and set the source path of the image. And now the card is displayed with the image. Next, to add content to the card, I add a division element with a class eCardContent. Within it, I add the content. Looking now, the card is rendered with the provided content. By default, card elements are aligned vertically. You can render them horizontally using the eCard horizontal class. To demonstrate, I add this class to the card division element. See, the card elements are displayed horizontally. If I would like to align a specific portion of the card vertically, then I use the eCard stack class. Here, I'm going to align the header and content vertically within this horizontal layout. I add a division element with a class eCard stacked and place the header and content elements within it. You can now see the header and content are aligned vertically in the horizontal layout. The card elements are rendered one after the other. I want to separate the header and the content, so I add a division element with a class eCardSeparator between them. Now the divider separates the image and content. Finally, I will show you how to add action buttons to the card. I add a division element with the class eCardActions. This class will add the necessary CSS styles to align the action buttons inside the division element. I add two button elements with an eCardButton class. I set the button's text to like and subscribe. Now the action buttons are in the card and are arranged horizontally. To arrange them vertically, I add the class eCardVertical. Looking now, the action buttons are rendered vertically. Let's wrap up this video. I have shown you how to add the Syncfusion Angular card component to an Angular application and add a header and content to the card. I showed you how to add and position images on the card. Finally, you saw how to arrange card elements horizontally and add action buttons. If you want to see a working example, download it from the GitHub link in the description below. I have also provided a link to check if you qualify for a free license key to use our Angular components through our community license. If you found this video useful, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.